What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I want to go over some of the data points, what's really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is up 10.7%, 1852 the low, 2138 the high, and then 54 million shares being traded. So a little bit low for the volume, but interestingly enough, no news from SoundHound, no SEC filings or anything like that. There's a couple of things that's moving the broader market, and of course through that SoundHound. So during the pre-market, we did see a little bit of a suppression, and that is because of this. So China vowing to fight trade war to the end. So that's what caused a lot of fear initially. We did have throughout the day Powell coming out pretty much alluding to cuts. So he did say that outlook hasn't changed much since the September Fed meeting. And for those of you that remember the minutes that did come out a week and a half ago, it did mention that there was multiple members really wanting cuts, numerous cuts. So again, that is a pretty good thing. But as you can kind of tell, even when Powell was speaking roughly around here, didn't really budge SoundHound all that much. So SoundHound has been on a absolute warpath today, and that is because of this right here. So Salesforce commits $15 billion to boost AI growth in San Francisco. So there's a lot of big deals being done. So even most recently Broadcom. So AI tech stocks are hot right now. And through that, all that attention, SoundHound's really moving higher. So I think in general, this was kind of the writing on the wall. For those of you that have been watching a lot of my SoundHound videos, all it needed was that nice gentle push. And it did get that, despite Friday's crazy day that did happen. It got that nice rebound push bouncing off of a key support level. And now it's just in breakout territory. But at the time of doing this video, shorts are returning 249,000 shares, 31.4% of the free float's being shorted, works to be 114 million shares overall being shorted. I still do feel over the next quarter, or possibly even 2 quarters, this number will go down dramatically. So probably a rough, I would guess 20%. That's where it'll probably settle until they do hit profitability. But yeah, I think shorts are just very overextended with this stock. Even why I brought up in my video yesterday how it was named top 50 for growth stocks. I do believe it was lucky number 7, in fact. And so generally comparing them with any other stock like top 10 that was on that list, SoundHound is by far the most heavily traded stock. Actually, to be fully honest, you can kind of group all of the other remaining 9 in the top 10 list together, and you still wouldn't really even get like 31% equivalent. So SoundHound is just absolutely heavily shorted, a lot of manipulation, and once they do F off, pardon my French, then you'll see SoundHound really break out quite significantly. Looking at the options, 53 million in calls, 4.3 million in puts, 51% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. Coming from a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be above 21. And so that's already kind of coming to fruition. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 19. So definitely a lot more upside is anticipated. I see some posts on social media saying that there was multiple $1 million premium transactions, and I don't really see those. And of course, if I did, I would easily bring it up. But these are some of the trending ones that I see. Unusual volume. So the highest one I see, it looks like it is 352,000, if I have that right. But nonetheless, they're all pretty much bullish right here. And these are all the kind of single leg ones. So at the end of the day, pretty good stuff. So it looks as though based on this, so for this upcoming Friday, there's a strong consensus for it to be kind of above that $20-21 range for the most part. So good to see when it comes down to that. Moving back over here though, these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So definitely a lot of buying is happening. You can see that from here. A lot of big ones, 6.1 million, 2.5, 1.3. On the dark pool, a lot of big transactions, 4.5, 3.5, 3.4. So a lot of big money is getting into SoundHound. With it right now at 21.31, it was able to get past this R2 like it was nothing at all. It just went up like nothing was there. So that is going to be now the next strong support. So 2029, and next target is going to be that 2304. So absolutely crazy stuff. For those of you that are and did join my Patreon, my target when it was at, I think, $15 or $14, I did put it at $20.70. So because of today's price action, it did hit. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing an update either this evening, if not early tomorrow, about SoundHound. So for those of you who want to see my price prediction and where I see things going in the short term, pop over there. Link in the description below and also the comments. But aside from all of that fun stuff though, on the actual chart, things are looking a-okay. So we're having a very similar breakout to what happened in August. At that stage, there were some other kind of situations that caused it to go down a little bit, but nonetheless, I feel like we are getting above a lot of key resistance levels. And even looking at the market position, you don't see any real willing sellers. So definitely we could see a very similar scenario that happened in November to December. And this is something I mentioned way back in September, that this setup looks exactly like this, just a little bit more controlled. And in reality, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So let me know your thoughts on SoundHound. Are you buying? Are you selling? What's your general thoughts on SoundHound? And what stage would you buy more? I actually received that comment quite a lot, and I have been selling a lot of puts on SoundHound, and a little bit more longer length, but they're a lot more oriented towards that $15 to $17 strike prices. So in case you don't know what selling puts is, if a stock does dip below that strike price, I get to buy it. And then regardless if it does or not, I get to keep the premium. So definitely advantageous to take the time to research options, because they could be very, very profitable and very beneficial. As what I've mentioned in the past, if a stock runs up, let's say 10%, your options, assuming you kind of choose either long or whatever else, it can go up like easily 50%, if not more. So definitely take the time to research options. That's where the real money is at. So with all that said, I appreciate all of you watching. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.